What's up, Broncos Country? Picture this: Empower Field at Mile High, packed to the rafters, Sunday, September 7th, 2:05 p.m. Denver time. The smell of fresh-cut grass, the roar of the most passionate fan base in the NFL, and our Broncos about to take on the Tennessee Titans in the 2025 season opener. But here's a detail that's going to blow your minds. The sports books have already set Denver as 7-point favorites. 7 points, folks. That means the experts believe we're going to absolutely steamroll Tennessee. But is it really that simple? Can we really trust in that kind of dominance? Stay with me, because what I'm about to reveal about this matchup is going to completely change how you view this season opener. And check out this interesting situation. While our Broncos are coming off a perfect preseason, the Titans are arriving in Denver desperate for a win. Did you know Tennessee hasn't won a game since November 24th of last year? That's right, family. They closed out 2024 with 6 straight losses. 6! It's basically a team in complete crisis coming into our house. But heads up, because in football, a desperate team is a dangerous team. Now I'm going to tell you what's really happening behind the scenes of this game. The boldest predictions are circulating among analysts, and some of them are going to shock even the most experienced Broncos Country fans. First point, our ground attack could have a historic performance against this Titans defense. We're talking about over 150 yards on the ground, folks. Tennessee had one of the worst run defenses last season, and our offensive line is more in sync than ever. But here comes the first truly explosive prediction. Bo Nix is going to have the best season opener of his professional career. We're talking about over 280 passing yards, 3 touchdowns, and 0 interceptions. Yes, 0. The kid showed in the preseason that he's matured, that he understands the system, and against a fragile secondary like Tennessee's, he could really shine. And you know why? Because Bo Nix has that factor that separates great quarterbacks. He doesn't fold under pressure. Defensively, here comes another prediction that's going to make you jump off your couch. Our defense is going to force at least 4 turnovers. 4. Will Levis, the Titans quarterback, is known for his questionable decisions under pressure, and our revamped secondary is hungry for interceptions. Patrick Surtain, too, is going to show why he's considered one of the best cornerbacks in the league, and I can guarantee he's going to come out of this game with at least 1 pick. But listen up, Broncos Country, because here comes the boldest prediction. Of all, our special teams is going to score a touchdown. That's right. Whether it's on a punt return, a kickoff return, or even a fake, our guys are going to find a way to put 6 points on the board through special teams. And you know why? Because Sean Payton is a master in these situations, and he's definitely saved something special for this home opener. What's up, Broncos Country? Are you feeling this energy? Do you believe we can start the season with all this dominance? Because I'm going to be straight with you. This game could set the tone for the entire season. A convincing home win in the opener with Empower Field going crazy could give our team that extra confidence we need to compete at the top of the standings. Now, if you're true Broncos Country, if you bleed orange and blue, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a single play of this season that promises to be historic. Ring that notification bell, because I'll be here every week bringing you everything happening in our Broncos world. But getting back to the predictions, there's one I haven't told you yet. That might be the most important of all. Our running game is going to be so dominant that we'll have over 200 total rushing yards. 200 yards, folks. That would be a clear message to the entire AFC that our offense is balanced and ready for any challenge. The offensive line worked hard in the offseason and against a Titans defense that struggled against the run last year. We could have a ground game party. And here's a more technical analysis for those of you who love the details. Tennessee is coming with a new defensive philosophy, trying to be more aggressive with blitzes. That might work against some teams, but against Bo Nix, who showed excellent pre-snap reads during the preseason, it could backfire. Every poorly timed blitz is going to result in easy yards for our receivers, and we know we have plenty of weapons. In the passing attack, Defensively, our defensive line is going to put on a show. We're talking about at least 5 sacks against Will Levis. 5. The Titans quarterback still has problems with constant pressure, and our revamped pass rush is going to have a field day. Jonathan Cooper, Nick Bonito, and our entire front 7 are going to come at the pocket with everything they've got. Levis is going to spend the entire afternoon looking over his shoulder, trying to escape pressure that won't let up. But here's something that might surprise some of you. The Titans won't be a completely easy opponent. They have some dangerous weapons on offense, especially in the running game, and our defense is going to be tested right in week 1. That's why this prediction of 4 turnovers is so important. It won't be a dominant game from the first snap to the last, but it'll be our ability to capitalize on the opponent's mistakes that makes the difference. And speaking of capitalizing on opportunities, here's another bold prediction. We're going to score on at least 80% of our red zone possessions. That means every time we get close to the Titans' end zone, we're going to come away with points, preferably touchdowns. This red zone efficiency could be what transforms a tight game into a comfortable victory. Now, Denver Broncos family, I'm going to share information with you that few people know. This game against Tennessee could be the start of a perfect sequence. After the Titans, we face the Indianapolis Colts, and if everything goes right, like I'm predicting, we could start the season 2-0. Just imagine, 2 wins right off the bat, confidence through the roof, and Empower Field being a cauldron of emotion. Every week. But let's be realistic too, because football is like this. Anything can happen. Tennessee could show up motivated, could have worked on specific points during the offseason, and could surprise us. That's why our preparation has to be flawless, our focus has to be at maximum, and our fans have to show up in force to give that extra energy that makes the difference. What's up, Broncos Country? What do you think of these predictions? Think I'm being too optimistic? Or do you also feel like this kind of dominance could happen? Because one thing I guarantee, Sean Payton isn't going to let the opportunity to look good in the home opener slip by. He knows that a convincing win in the opener could totally change the season's dynamics. And here's a prediction about Sean Payton himself. He's going to use at least 3 different offensive formations that we didn't show in the preseason. That's right. The man is known for saving his best plays for when it really matters. And against Tennessee, he's going to show some cards he kept hidden during the entire preparation. Another important point, our conditioning is going to make the difference. In the fourth quarter, Denver is 5,280 feet above sea level, and that always impacts visiting teams, especially late in the game. If we can keep the score close until the final quarter, our altitude advantage could be decisive in closing out the game with a flourish. And you know what else makes me confident? The chemistry I saw during the preseason. Bo Nix seemed completely connected with Courtland Sutton. Jerry Jeudy continues to be a constant threat, and our tight ends are more involved than ever. This offensive synchronization could be devastating against a Titans defense that's still adjusting to their new system. Defensively, we have another factor that could make all the difference. Alex Singleton is playing at the best moment of his career. The linebacker is reading plays like he has a crystal ball, and against a Titans ground attack that relies heavily on timing and gap control, he could be the key to stopping any attempt to establish rhythm in the running game. But now I'm going to tell you a prediction that might seem crazy, but makes perfect sense when you analyze the details. We're going to block a punt or a field goal. That's right. Our special teams is more aggressive, better coordinated, and against a team that had protection problems on kicks last year, we could find a gap to make a difference in this aspect of the game too. And here's something every Broncos Country fan needs to understand. This game isn't just about winning or losing. It's about sending a message to the entire AFC. It's about showing that the Denver Broncos are back on top, that we're ready to compete with any team, anywhere, anytime. A dominant victory against Tennessee in the opener will make every opponent think twice before coming to play in our house. What's up, family? Can you feel all this energy? Can you visualize Empower Field exploding with emotion on every one of our touchdowns? because I can already see our crowd making that noise that only Broncos Country knows how to make, intimidating. The visiting offense, giving that extra boost to our defense. One final prediction before we wrap up. The final score is going to be Denver Broncos 31, Tennessee Titans 17. 14-point difference, exactly what the sports books don't expect. We're going to cover the spread easily and still put on a show for our fans. It'll be a victory that leaves every fan walking out of the stadium with that feeling that 2025 could be really special. So, what's up, Denver Broncos family? What would you do if all these predictions became reality? How would you react seeing our team dominating right in Week 1? Drop your own predictions in the comments below. Hit that like button if you believe in all this dominance. Share it with all your Broncos Country friends. And until the next video, where we'll keep following every step of our Broncos on their way to the top. Go Broncos.